Good afternoon, students. In the previous video we had seen the rat trap seller who was lost in thoughts, and he concluded that the whole world is a big rat trap with towns and cities and hills and rivers, where the bait is the riches, the comforts in life, and each human being is trapped in this big rat trap. And one day he himself gets trapped in this big rat trap of the world when he steals 30 kronos from the old crofter. This old crofter had been very generous. He had allowed him to stay in his house. He had given him the porridge. He had given him a big chunk of tobacco to smoke, and he had played majorlis with him. But the 30 kronos that the old crofter had got after selling the milk from his cow to the creamery, this rat trap seller had stolen it. He moved towards the main road and then diverted towards the woods. He thought that if the police would follow him, it would be better if he skips towards the forest so that the police would not follow him. But when he goes inside thinking himself to be very, very clever, very, very smart, that he had deceived the old crofter, he gets lost in the woods. And all the trees, all the thickets, all the logs, they seem to be an impenetrable prison. He is caught in the woods. He cannot find a way out. So, exhausted, tired, hungry, he lies on the ground, resigning that he is going to die. But then he hears some regular thumping and identifies it as the sound coming from an iron mill. He staggers towards that iron mill. He pulls himself on that cold, rainy night. It was very cold, it was raining, and on that night he reached the Ramsjo iron mill. Right? When he reaches there, he sees that there are two people. One is the blacksmith and the other is his helper. They are both in the forge. Forge means the factory where iron is produced or it is melted. In this iron mill, in this forge, in this workshop, there was a smelter. Smelter is a big heater to melt the iron, right? And there was a forge, right? There was a rolling mill. In the forge, there was a rolling mill where the iron is converted into iron sheets, right? Now this was the time when he reached there and he found those two people sitting there working, right? It was a very large plant. In this Ramsjo iron mill, which was very famous, in the summertime there were boats, right? The barges which took the iron out for transporting. The means of transport was barge. Barge is a long boat for carrying the freights, right? The iron which was produced there, it was taken out for exporting. And there were scows. Scow means it is a small boat for transporting cargo to and from the ship to the harbor, right? to the ship, to the harbor. So it is a small boat. Scow is a small boat. Barge is a bigger boat which carries the freight. So the two people, the blacksmith and his apprentice, they were busy with the hammer and anvil. They were busy with the smelter. They were busy with putting the coal inside the smelter, in the mouth of the smelter. Now when this man entered, he asked for the permission to sleep there, and the blacksmith, as if he was the owner of that particular place, he just nodded his head. He did not even bother to say few words to this rat trap peddler, right? Because for this blacksmith, a rat trap peddler was a very poor, mean person, right? A normal person, below normal person. He did not consider him to be of such a standard to whom he would prefer to talk. So he just nodded his head. He did not even speak a single word, and he allowed him to sleep in the forge. Now there was this big furnace, the smelter, where the rat trap peddler went and he tried to take a nap. Although he was wet throughout, he took a big piece of iron and he put his head over that iron piece and he tried to take rest, right? Now as he was wet, the heat coming from the furnace, it was so much that his clothes which were wet, the drops started getting evaporated, right? Now when he was lying there, the owner of the Ramsjo iron mill comes. Now this man, when he saw someone sleeping near the furnace, he tried to recognize that person. He tries to move the hat of that person, and when he sees the face, he says, "Oh, it's you, Nils," right? He calls him Nilsolf. Nilsolf was his friend in the regiment. Okay, so he thinks that he was his old acquaintance, his old friend who had left the army. Both of them were in the same regiment, and Nilsolf had left the army, and the owner of the Ramsjo iron mill, he assumes that this particular rat trap peddler is his friend. So this is the case of a mistaken identity. Okay, the iron master thinks that this rat trap peddler is my friend, but actually he is not. So the iron master, the owner of the iron mill, he tries to convince this peddler to come to his house. The rat trap peddler refuses. He repeatedly says no, 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 because he did not want to go there. The reason behind not going with the iron master was that he thought that if he would go with him, maybe the sheriff would come and he would be caught. Maybe the reporting of the stealing of 30 kronors would be out and he would be caught as the person who had stolen the 30 kronors. So, to protect himself, he did not go with the iron master. The iron master was a very good gentleman. He thought that this person is hesitating because he is in rags and I have become such a big person, such a rich person. So he thought that it doesn't matter, even if my house is a big house, you won't be unwelcomed there, you are most welcome. But when he refused, the iron master goes away, telling the blacksmith that perhaps my friend wants to stay with you. But when he laughs, the blacksmith understands that this is not the last thing that this owner, this iron master, is going to do. That means he is going to do something more, right? And that something more was the arrival of the carriage in which a lady came. This lady was the daughter of the iron master. Her name was Edla Wilkinson, right? This lady came with a valet. Valet is a servant, right? She goes straight to that vagabond, the rat trap peddler, and she asks him, right, if you would like to come with me, I would request you to come with us. Now it was very difficult for the rat trap peddler to ignore a lady who had come to take him, right? She says that she had come when her father informed that you were here, and we would request you to come with us on this Christmas Eve, right? It was Christmas Eve. Next day it was Christmas. So it was Christmas Eve, the evening before Christmas. So she says that I invite you to my house on this Christmas, as we don't have anyone to share with us on this Christmas Eve. We would love to have you with us. Now this rat trap peddler was so startled that he just got up. Now she thinks that there must be something wrong, why he is so much afraid. She says that you would be allowed to go as you come to our house. That means we would not be doing anything to you. We would just like that you spend this Christmas Eve with us, right? Now the conversation between Edla Wilkinson and the rat trap peddler was such that Edla Wilkinson was convincing, right? She did not ask to come straight forward. She did not say anything about his clothing or his status, nothing. She just said that you will be allowed to leave as you are going. That means even if you have done something, we are not going to do anything to you, right? So this rat trap peddler finds it difficult to say no to Edla Wilkinson, and he goes along with her. Now Edla Wilkinson had come with a fur coat which she gives to this rat trap peddler. He wears it and he moves besides the blacksmith without saying anything, right? This shows that when he entered, the blacksmith had paid no attention to him, right? Because the blacksmith thought that he was a rat trap peddler. He was a very poor guy. He was a ragamuffin, right? So he was a person of no importance, right? But now the rat trap peddler goes past the blacksmith, moving in a manner as if he says that you had not paid attention to me, now I don't pay attention to you. It is just like tit for tat, right? So he moves in a very majestic way, and the carriage is there. In the carriage, Edla Wilkinson along with the rat trap peddler go to their house. right? Now, when they reach their house, it is assumed that this person is Nils Olf, who is an acquaintance to the iron master, right? So the first thing that has to be done was to get him washed, right? So he was taken to the bathroom, he was washed, he was shaved, he was given a new dress, a new collar, a new suit. So now he was just looking like a gentleman. Now when he came to the drawing room where the iron master was sitting, the situation changed, right? The iron master said that, "Oh my God, you are not Nils Olf." The rat trap peddler, instead of being shy or instead of being feeling guilty, he says that I had been telling you like this. I had been telling you repeatedly that I am not Nils Olf. But you did not listen to me and you kept on insisting that I come to your house. Right? Now, the situation was drastically changed. Now, he says that I do not accept you. Okay? So, he says, I don't accept you because you are not my friend. The rat picker says that, the rat trap peddler says that it's not late. I may change and I may go back because I did not pretend to be your friend. The iron master says that, but you did not deny that you were not Nils Olf. Now here the rat trap peddler, he thumps his fist on the table and he says, "You don't know. Now I am going to tell you, Mr. Iron Master, how things are." Now he starts telling his theory, his philosophy. He says, the world is nothing but a big rat trap. All the good things that are offered to you are nothing but cheese rinds and bits of pork set out to drag a poor fellow, right, into trouble. Now he says, if the sheriff comes and locks me up for this, for the fake identity, then you, Mr. Iron Master, must remember that one day may come when you yourself may want to get a big piece of pork and then you will get caught in the trap. That means now when he was identified as not being Nils Olf, he was afraid that sheriff would come. He was afraid that he would be given to the police. So he says that if I would be caught now, you would be responsible for this act. Okay? For my fate, you will be responsible. And you are not going to be spared. Why? Because today, if I am caught, tomorrow you will also have a big bait, right? A big piece of pork or a big piece of cheese, which would motivate you, which would tempt you to move and get that piece of cheese, and then you would be arrested. You would be caught in this big rat trap, right? Now he says that if this is going to happen with me, this is also going to happen with you. Now the Iron Master starts to laugh and he said that, okay, we will leave the sheriff alone on this Christmas Eve. That means I am not going to call the sheriff. Now this was a bit of relief for the rat trap peddler. Okay, he was a bit relaxed and he said that, okay, you can move out, you can move, you can go out, the Iron Master said. But his daughter, Edla Wilmanson, she came forward and she stopped this rat trap peddler from going out. Right? The event that took place in the house from the moment when he entered into the house, it had changed. Right? He was thought to be Nils Olf by the Iron Master, but he actually was not. Okay, and then he tries to prove that he is right, because he had not told that he was Nils Olf, although he had not accepted that he was not Nils Olf. But the Iron Master asked him to leave. Okay, so we'll discuss in the third video the rest of the lesson. Thank you.